Hey, y'all.
Hey, what's going on with you guys?
Sorry, we're so fuzzy. I don't know what's going on.
There you go.
There you go.
You fixed it.
No, it's still blurry.
Here, let me see if I can fix it. Let me see.
There you go.
There you go.
I got to stop moving.
Yeah.
Hey, y'all. What's good?
What's good with it, guys?
What's good? Thank you so much for logging in and watching the show. This is our 4th episode.
Yeah.
Correct? 4th episode of season 2, part of our hashtag My Life series. And we're just so excited that we have Pedro Gomez, the man that travels the nation for Drew Estate Cigars. And I know you guys have seen him. He's hit a city near you. He was actually in my home state of Oregon, the Pacific Northwest, not too long ago.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. And so, oh my gosh, I don't know why it's so blurry. So he was able to experience my home state of Oregon. So we're going to go ahead. You guys go get your Drew Estate cigar. I'm actually smoking the Underground 10. And then Michael has, what do you got?
I'm actually doing the UF13 today.
The UF13.
I was going to do the H99, but I decided to save that since you have that one.
Oh, okay. Thank you for letting me smoke your cigar.
Say that again for everybody.
Thank you for letting me smoke your cigar.
Because that's the second time you had that cigar, right?
Yeah.
And I haven't had it yet.
Yeah.
So
we'll be right back. Go ahead and go get your drink and your smokes.
see you in a minute. Hey, welcome back.
What's good? So, y'all, for those of you who are new to our show is a very much not much of a cigar show per se. It's about life. And so it's really important for us to talk about our guests' lives. And so today it's another episode of our My Life series. It's hashtag My Life for What's Good. And we have Pedro Gomez, who is a factory spokesperson for Drew Estate Cigars. And he has an amazing story, a journey that is worth sharing with the world. He's sorry about the blurriness of this. Michael and I are sitting together. There you go. And he's causing it to be blurry.
Why? Because I'm darker?
No.
I mean, what?
You sitting
What?
right there.
Oh, okay. You want me to scoot
Yeah.
over more like that? Okay.
Like that.
So, all right.
So we're going to take you on a journey with Pedro from his humble beginnings in Esteli, Nicaragua, to what he is today for Drew Estate, traveling the nation, visiting all these cities, and getting to meet all of you who are great fans of Drew Estate. What?
Quentin said it's Black History Month. Do what you want, Mike. I heard that, man. Hell.
You know what? Q.
He's stupid.
I just need this man to sit closer to me.
I gotta.
Oh yeah, okay.
Well, okay, wait. Let me do this then. Let me reconfigure something since you're making me reconfigure, and I'll set up over here. See, normally I have my own space.
Yeah.
And I can do what I.
Yeah. Today it was a special day because we get to talk to Pedro together, and so we thought we need to be on the same screen so that we can have Pedro to ourselves.
Right.
So let's go ahead and bring Pedro on. Let's not waste
Mr.
any
Mr.
time.
Gomez, you guys, you guys are in for an incredible show. We
Yeah.
get to actually get to see what's going on with Mr. PG.
Yeah, PG.
Mr. PG, hey, what's
Yo,
man?
yo, 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 yo. How's everybody?
Doing good,
Look
man. Doing
at
good.
you.
Yourself?
Wow, man. Thank you so very much for this amazing introduction. Thank you so much for having me on your show. And everybody that is tuning with us, thank you so very much. It is a pleasure to be with you guys
Thank
this
you.
beautiful, beautiful afternoon.
See, you know what? I'm gonna say this. That's why his name was PG. It's not R X all that shit. Cause I mean, he's always so
He-
freaking nice. Dude, I'm gonna find out.
yeah, we're gonna get into
See,
that
I'm gonna
because
say this.
that's he's amazing.
I'm gonna say this. Out of everybody that I met, and I genuinely mean this, Pedro. I mean,
Okay.
obviously, it has something to do with your upbringing. I have never seen a person more positive ever in person,
Yeah,
consistently, ever. I didn't even seen him pissed off ever. Mad,
ever,
never,
ever.
ever.
And that's why I wrote
I mean, I got shit to learn.
in prior Facebook when I posted it that he's very positive all the time,
All the time.
and so vibrant and energetic. And we mean that, Pedro. I mean, you're always so energetic.
That's what I said. He's PG. He ain't got no mom, no ex, none of that shit. It's like his mom named him like PG.
Well, when it comes to this, bro, I always believe that life is too short and there is not a reason to be, grumpy sometimes. And even though that nothing is perfect in life, you gotta take it as it comes.
Yeah.
As
Oh,
it comes.
see, that is you're just amazing to me. Your attitude, everything, and it shows in everything that you do, and that's why you're in the position that you're in with Drew Estate. Truly,
Thank you so very much. Absolute, man.
it
The
is
best,
about you.
yes. Well, when it comes to Drew Stay, Louis is it's everybody that is in the company.
Hmm.
From Jonathan Drew to everybody that works in the leadership team and at Drew Stay here in the United States. All of our TMs, our territorial managers, that they do a very good job representing the product, and obviously, the leadership from Jonathan and the backbone, which is the ones that make us look all good all the time, are the people that work for Drew Stay in the
Yes,
factory in Esteli, Nicaragua.
yes, and we're gonna talk about that, Pedro, because that's where you started.
Mm-hmm.
That's where you
That's right.
started. So let's take us back to Pedro when he was a child, growing
Uh-huh.
up in Esteli, Nicaragua. And what were you like when you were a kid? I know that it was really important to have your mom on the flyer
Hmm.
um, with you because
Thank
I
you so
know.
very much for that one. That was a really nice what you guys did.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, and I want to parlay on what Louis was saying. And like I said earlier, man, your upbringing obviously has a lot to do with your character. I know that your sister Evelyn, your mom, Linda, right?
Hmm.
And you have a lady friend, Julie.
Right.
Those three women are very important to you, and we can see that. You have a lot of respect for people in general, but you have a lot of respect for women, and I'm sure that Miss Linda had a lot to do with that.
Right.
And I want you to expound on that. But one thing I want you to do when you're talking about your childhood,
Hmm.
who was that male influence for you?
Yes.
Wow, man. I knew, when I was coming to the show, first of all, for me, it's a privilege to be here. And I have seen the guests that you have bring to the show. It is amazing. And I have learned so much when like people like you that you guys do these interviews because you learn from everybody. And the question that you're asking me, Mikey, I was thinking about it this morning, and I will tell you like this, brother. One of the person that I learned so much, he is no longer with us. His
Oh,
name was Pedro, which was my uncle.
your
My
uncle.
uncle, yeah, my uncle, it was somebody that I spent most of my childhood with.
Wow.
He, unfortunately, when he was what, like maybe 8 years old. All my family from my mom's side, everybody came from the countryside of Esteli. So my uncle, unfortunately, he got the poliomyelitis,
Mm.
which was the
Oh,
sickness that you get when you were a kid and you have to get the shot and everything. So back in those years in Nicaragua, we didn't have those shots available. See, so he ended up developing the sickness and stuff like
polio.
that. So growing up with him, I had the opportunity to learn how to take care about people. So for my uncle Pedrito, that's how I got my name in the first place. I was his legs and arms. He was a very smart guy, super smart. He immigrated from the countryside and he started off his little business in downtown Esteli, in the little right in the sidewalk of Central Park Esteli. And back in that time, he was selling stuff for schools, but right out of the sidewalk. That time, right around that time, I wasn't born yet. So when I was born, he already has his business going on in the city where he was able to buy his own house, which was
Wow.
the house that me and my siblings and my mom we grew up with. And seeing him, the determination that he had, even though that he didn't have the physical skills to do things, he was always positive. No matter what, he was always, stay positive. And I remember that I used to carry him all around Esteli, carrying him in a wheelchair, running errands, and for the business. And as time went by, he was getting sicker and sicker and sicker. And that, I would say, to me, that was my biggest motivation. To me, when he passed away, I always say, well, if my uncle did it, I can do it too.
Absolutely. And
Mhm.
that's where you got your positive outlook on life at such
Absolutely.
a young age. So was he your mother's older brother?
He was my mother's oldest brother. His bookstore used to be called Librería Pedrito
Mother's older
because it's,
brother? Okay.
yes. uh,
Oh,
Oh,
sorry,
excuse me.
Michael's hold on a second, Pedro. He's having some
I'm trying to.
technical
I'm
difficulty.
trying to mute this.
There you
There you
go.
go. Okay.
There you
So
go.
yeah,
Sorry.
and then my uncle, he was a very well-known man in town. Everybody knows Pedrito.
What was the
He
name?
Pedrito.
Pedrito, yeah,
Pedrito.
as a nickname um of how people treat him. He was a very positive man and smart, very smart. And to me, man, that was my biggest school. When he lost his business because of how sick he got, that's when I started to getting trying to look for a job in downtown Esteli. And that was when I was 10 years old that I got the opportunity to work in a saddle shop. The
In a what
first saddle shop, I was making
saddle
saddle for horses.
for
When
horses?
I was 10, it was a hard living. So my heart and my respect goes to the people that still work in the saddle business.
Wow.
The first year, I would say, well, it took me 2 years to learn the trade, to learn
Saddles.
how to make saddles. In the meantime, I was running errands for the saddle shop in a bicycle. And it was hard, man. I mean, I never grew up with toys and stuff like that.
You
At the age
didn't?
of 10, I have to learn how to earn a meal and how to help my mother bringing food to the table for all of us to eat. So I didn't hesitate when it comes to opportunities in life because you only have one shot and you cannot. I don't want to curse, but sometimes, when I'm talking about this,
I mean, this is. Oh,
sometimes,
hey, Pedro. Pedro.
It's
It's
unfiltered.
unfiltered. Everybody on this here is grown. So let me start that shit off for you. Go ahead and do you.
no,
Go
what
ahead
I'm
and do
saying
you.
is that what I'm saying is that in life you only have one shot and you cannot screw it up because you never know if there is going to be another opportunity around the corner. So to me, always has been about being determined and always do your best. And whatever you do in life, whatever you do for other people, don't expect them to do it for you. Along the way, God is gonna put somebody in your path that is gonna do something extremely beautiful for you.
Well, you know what we have in common, right?
Yes.
That's right.
You know what we have in common.
Yes.
That same person that was in your life
Yeah.
was in our life as well. And
Wow.
yeah,
Yeah.
Could you please tell us, because the show is also about you. Can you
no,
please
no. It's about
elaborate a
you.
little bit more?
It's about what I want you to do is I want you to tell them, but I'm going to back up for a second. And I don't
Yes.
want you to answer this yet. I just want you to think about it. I want you to tell them about that tequila that you and I went to go get out of my car when we hooked up in Hollywood. But we'll talk about that later. You know what, Pedro? You made mention of a bicycle. You know, uh, Muhammad Ali started boxing because somebody stole his bicycle.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Why did you start boxing?
Well, in life, bro, it is you have to define what you love. Your heart, whatever you do in life. Man, I am in the cigar business, but in life, in the cigar world, you meet people from different walks of life. And my best advice when people ask me, "Hey, so what should I do? This and this, bro." Check if your heart is there. If your heart is there, no matter what you do, you can become your greatness. You can be somebody that is cleaning the toilet. But if
Yeah.
you do it right, you're gonna be somebody.
Hey, hey, wait a minute. See, I've cleaned plenty of toilets, dude, and I did well cleaning toilets. I was the best toilet cleaner in the world at the time. So I'm feeling you, right?
Yes.
Hey, that's so funny. He said that.
It is. It is. I mean, your outlook on life is just so inspiring.
Mhm.
Because you had to grow up really fast.
Well,
Really fast.
Karen Berger's with us, and she said you are amazing, Pedro.
Yeah.
Wow. Thank you so much, Karen. Thank
Yeah.
you so very much. And congratulations, everything. How
Mhm.
successful you have been doing in this cigar industry. So, Karen is from Esteli. I have
Yes.
mad respect for her. I had the
Mhm.
opportunity and the privilege to meet his late husband,
Yes.
Kiki Berger.
Yeah, thank you,
Kiki
Keith.
was a huge mentor to Jonathan Drew.
Yes, he
Yeah.
was. He was.
Without Kiki, wouldn't be Drew Estate.
Do you see
That's
how full
how
circle that
Kiki
shit
goes.
works?
It's full
You
circle.
see how
That's
full
right.
circle? And then
Oh yeah,
Jonathan gave back to you. He gave
that's
back to
right.
us, and
Mhm.
we're here like now.
Mhm.
That's right. It is
Yeah.
amazing, man.
Yeah.
It is amazing,
Yes.
bro. Life is about the people that you meet, how you treat them, and before you know it, bro, something is going to happen.
Mm.
You have to keep grinding, brother. You gotta keep grinding and grinding and grinding. You never know who's watching you. You
Yeah.
never know who's listening to you, and
Mm.
you never know the opportunities that could be around the corner. So to
Well, I'm gonna
me,
say this.
as you can see, this beautiful background.
Yeah,
Yeah.
This
And
yeah.
is
where
North
are we?
Carolina right here.
North
North
Carolina.
Carolina.
North Carolina. And we had some drinks with Jonathan on Friday, and
Not by accident.
not by
Yeah, by
by
accident.
accident. And he's so proud of you,
Thank you. Thank you.
and he's so grateful for, and you could hear it, and when he speaks about it, he's so grateful for all of you guys
Mhm.
who help continue his vision for the company that he started so long ago,
Right.
um, from his passion, and
Yes.
it shows in the way that you guys carry the company on. You guys take so
Mhm.
much ownership of this
That's right.
company, and we'll go into that, because there's so much to talk about when it comes to Drew Estate and Pedro.
Thank you so very much.
And so, what I was saying before was that you had to grow up really fast, to
Right.
have had to carry the load of your uncle when
Hmm.
he had passed away, your
Right.
responsibility as the man of the house. Now, do you have
Not
other?
even a teenager yet.
No, do you
Right.
have brothers, or are
Yeah,
you
I have three siblings. My
okay?
older sister that she lives right here in Charlotte.
Yes.
My older brother and a younger brother.
Okay.
His name is Ronnie Gomez. My
Okay.
older brother, his name is Arlon Gomez, and my sister is Evelyn Gomez.
Evelyn.
uh it is like in life, everything
Evelyn.
that when life goes too fast and
Yeah.
you are in the fast lane because you are moving and going places, the only thing that keeps you in check is your family. You have to have somebody to care for. Even though that my mother and my dad, they separated when I was very little, I will say that to me, I will never change nothing that happened to me because I will never be who I am if I didn't have those experiences, you know.
Mhm.
So there is a song that I love, and that song said, "I know struggles, and struggles knows me." I take that stuff to my heart
Mhm.
because if you're gonna do something, you better do it right. If not, don't do anything, you know.
Hey,
Oh
Pedro, I want you to
gosh.
continue. What was your brother's names again?
Arlon Gomez, that's the oldest one.
Arlo?
Arlon, like Arnold Schwarzenegger, but without the
Oh,
E.
Arno.
Arnold.
Okay, okay.
Arnold.
And then
Arnold.
you got Evelyn, who is older than me.
Yes.
And then my youngest one, his
He's
name
Ronnie.
is Ronnie.
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 Ronnie
Okay.
Gomez, yes. And me,
I love how he
Pedro.
knows his R's and
Ronnie.
shit. Ronnie.
Ronnie.
No,
Arno. I love how he does
no,
that shit.
we roll our R's, man.
Oh, yeah. Jonathan told Michael on Friday that he needs to learn how to speak Spanish.
Yeah, I need to learn how to speak Spanish. You
Well,
know.
Jonathan, he speaks Spanish very well.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
we
He
we
does.
heard. Well, we kind of heard him because he was kind of whispering out in our ear and shit. He's like, I'm like, dog, why you whispering? I don't know if you're saying any damn way, but no.
That is awesome, man. But you know what? Come back to when I was in the saddle shop. First of all, I'm sending my love to the people that still are in the saddle shop. The
Yeah.
first 3 years it was hard, Mike and Louis, because yes, I was running errands, all the errands of the saddle shop. I was running all of them in the bicycle all over town. And the little time that I had in the saddle shop was when I was learning how to make saddles.
Mm,
Yeah.
They helped me out by giving me lunch. My boss, he said to me, well, my previous boss before him, I was working for them for 6 months, and I didn't get paid because I was learning, and I didn't blame them. I was running the errands and everything. So
Oh
I
wow.
remember that it was a time when I was going to a leather shop to buy leather for the saddle shop, and then this guy, he passed away 3 months ago. He said to me, "Hey, so what do you do?" "Oh, I work for this saddle shop." Okay, well, I'm looking for somebody, and what do you know about making saddle? Well, I know this and this and this. I know how to read and write. Oh, okay, good. Well, if you want to come tomorrow, well, if you want to come next week. Yeah, yeah. I will tell them that I'm no longer gonna be working for them. So I go and work for Enrique Amador. That's his name. He passed away, unfortunately, 3 months ago, and
Oh,
that's another story that I'm gonna share with you. But I'm just gonna go with the flow, the
yes.
chronological order.
Yes.
So when I got there, he said, "Hey, one thing that you gotta do." I was 11 years old at that time, and he said, "One thing that you have to do, clean the whole saddle shop, and then you're gonna do some errands, and you are gonna be I'm gonna teach you how to make saddles." One thing that I was very surprised was that right around noon he gave me lunch.
Oh,
We didn't have nothing to eat at the house, and I said, "Wow, man, this is good. This is the place I want to work." And then Saturday was the payday, and I was like, "Well, the guy's giving me food, and it's fair enough. It's good enough for me." He said, "Don't go, bro. I got something for you." And remember my first pay uh in the saddle shop. It was damn, man. it
hey, no,
okay,
go
well,
was
with it,
you know
Bill.
it
what?
Go with
was
it. That's what this is about.
That's what this
it
is
was $1.50, and I was
That's what I'm
very happy.
saying.
$1.50.
That's right. And then I stick around with the saddle shop. I
Mm,
was determined enough to be a saddle maker, so I dropped out of school
you
because I
dropped
couldn't.
out of
I
school.
dropped out of school, and then I was like, I'm gonna be a saddle maker, and fuck it, man. That's how I'm gonna make my living.
Right.
And then years went by, and I start to see, the very early on how struggles are in life. And I said, man, at that time, after 2 years, that's when I learned how to make a saddle. And then I decided to go back to school, go back to, start high school and everything.
Yeah.
And I remember that I told to my boss, hey, I'm planning to go back to school. Oh, very good, Pedro. That's good for you. So I can't afford to quit at this shop. He said, don't worry about it, Pedro. Go to school and then come in the afternoon, and then you can make your saddles, and you're gonna still gonna get paid. And I'm doing this for you because I love you. And say, oh, thank
Mm.
you so very much. So I was going to school from 7 a.m. to 12 to noon. And then after school, I just go back straight to the house, change my clothes, go to the saddle shop, making saddles in the afternoon until 6 p.m. Got home and fucking studying and being the best student.
Yeah.
Because when you come from a background, Louis, that everybody, everybody that your co-workers, they never went to school. So
They
to
didn't
me
go
was
to
I
school.
knew how hard it was for them, even though that they already have families and kids. And I was like, man, me like a saddle maker, I cannot afford myself. I don't know, having a wife and kids. So I pride myself not to have a family yet at that time. And 5 years went by because in Nicaragua. It takes 5 years for you to finish high school.
Mm.
And when I finished high school, right around those years, I was involved in this organization, which was another thing that saved my life too. It's called John Life. John Life is a
Joan,
life.
Joan Life.
John Life is a non-profit Christian organization that it takes kids from the streets, and they teach you things about Jesus Christ
Yeah.
and God and everything. They also give you skills to be a leader, to talk to other kids. And I was part of them. And I was loving it, man. I was, going to the saddle shop, going to school, going
Yeah.
to John Life, playing basketball because that was my first love when it comes to sport. And at the same time, I was doing my best, but I knew that after high school, I didn't have no shot to go to a university. So, but in John Life, they gave me an application form, which was a program that back in that time it was created by the government of the United States, and the program was managed by Georgetown University. And then
Oh, really? Wow.
I applied for that scholarship, and it was 300 students around the country, the best students in Nicaragua that applied for it. The selection lasts a year. And I remember this is kind of story, Louis, that I don't have the opportunity to share with other people
Yeah.
because
You
Please
have it
something that
now.
you
share.
This is
said.
your
And,
stage, bruh.
This
and
is
I
really
remember
great.
that when I was going to, they gave me an application form, and the office was in the capital of Nicaragua, which is Managua. Managua from Esteli is like, if you are going in a public bus, it
Yes.
takes 4 hours. So what
Mm.
I did, I said, hey, I'm not gonna send this in the mail because if something happened to the mail truck, my opportunity is done. I'm gonna go personal myself to go and drop this application form in the office. So I took the
Wow.
bus early in the morning to get to Managua early in the morning as well. I went to the office, to the scholarship program office, and they say, "Hey, you don't have to send this. You don't have to bring these documents by yourself. You can send things in the mail." Yo, I cannot afford to lose this opportunity. So it took a year, and every time that I was going to the office, because it is a process of selection, and every
Yes.
time that they send you up another application forms, is more question in more detail oriented. And I remember coming back to the salary shop because I have to go back to work the same day. So I couldn't afford to have lunch in Managua, so I was coming to have lunch back in Esteli, then go to the saddle shop. And I remember, I'm gonna tell you this straight up because I always say that God is the best. So every time I was going to the saddle shop, my coworker said to me, "Hey Pedro, so how everything went for you in Managua?" "Oh, everything went good, thank God." "Oh, this is motherfucking Pedro, thank God." I was like, guys playing jokes and stuff like that. And I said, I didn't say nothing, I didn't say nothing. The opportunity started to come, and then when I finally got the opportunity, Out of the 300 students, the program only select two people. So
Two.
two students out of Nicaragua to go and study international trade in Iowa. I was attending to a community college, Scott Community College, and I remember when I went back when they told me, "Hey, your student visa has been approved, and you are leaving to the United States in 2 weeks.
Oh
So
my
go back
goodness.
to Escali, say goodbye to your family and friends." And I went back to the saddle shop, and then they asked me again, "Hey, Joe, Pedro, how everything went?" "Everything went good, thank God." And everybody was laughing. "Well, thank God, because in 2 weeks I'm going to the United States." I was like, you're fucking me, bro." And people were like, "You are fucking around." No, no, for serious, man. Like, I got the opportunity. I was like, "Whoa, man,
Wow.
Pedro, when you go to the United States, bro, send me a hat. I want a Yankee hat." Or the guy, "Bro, send me some shoes, send me a ball and everything." Well, I'm gonna come back to the same story. How I took care of my guys back in the saddle shop. And I remember that I said to my mom, "Hey, my opportunity has been approved and I'm going to Iowa." And my mom said, "Wow, you're going to Iowa, Pedro? And when are you coming back?" "Well, after, if I'm lucky enough to graduate, and if I will be back in 2 years." And back in that time, Louis, we didn't have,
Wow.
of course, not social media. We didn't have not a telephone in my mom's house. So I used to call my mom every 2 weeks when I could afford to buy the phone card to call them back. And my mom used to go to the neighbor house to get the phone call, the little money, not the little money that while I was attending to college, the money that they gave me, because it was a full scholarship. They pay for your food, your education, your books, and the only thing that you gotta do, you gotta be your goddamn best.
Mhm.
Because if you don't drop out
Yeah.
your grades, they're gonna send you back. So the first 6 months it was hard for me because I was taking ESL classes in during the morning, and English is my second language, and I'm still working how
Yes.
the proper way to talk and all the
Man,
stuff.
you good, dude.
Yes.
Hey, look here. I
I
know people that were born and raised in Oakland, yo, and you speak better than they do. So keep that shit moving.
don't worry about it.
So
I had to take ESL too.
You did?
Yeah.
yeah,
I
Yeah.
didn't know that.
I had to take ESL, and then I went back to Philippines for vacation, came back and didn't speak English again.
there you go. And then while I was back, while I was attending the school in Iowa, um,
Wow.
the little money that the company, the college was giving to me, I was sending money to my mom to pay the bills, the house, the not the house, the water bill and the electricity bill. I was sending a little bit of money to my younger brother to help him out in school too. So 2006, I graduated as one of the best students in that major, which is international trade. I made it to the dean list. I got certificates from Georgetown University, from
Wow.
school
Way
and
to
everything.
go.
And I went back to Esteli. I was determined enough not to go back to the saddle shop, because what will be the point?
Yeah.
I went to every single cigar factory in town, the one that I knew of, that they will have a job for me. So I was like, "Hey, I'm looking for a job, and this is my resume." So, "Well, we don't have nothing." "All right, cool. Well, the boss is not here." "All right, good." My only last hope was Drew Estate.
Oh my God.
How old were you, Pedro, when you did that?
That time when I joined Drew Estate, I was 21 years old.
So you graduated at what, 20?
I graduate. I went to school in Iowa in 2004. I graduated in 2006. So
Yeah.
the program is a very intensive. They kind of make it super intense to get
Accelerated.
Yeah.
accelerated for 2 years. So they
Yeah.
give you all the classes that you need to know in order to succeed. And the thing was this: the
Wow.
program was so good that the United States did for third world countries, because in the program there were students from Mexico, from Salvador, from Honduras, from Haiti, Dominican Republic, and
Wow.
Nicaragua. So we were attending to school and everything. Some of my students, they were also great students, and to me it was like, this is the best time of my life, where I am just going to school. I wasn't working, and even though that when I was in high school and study, I was the best student, but I was working like a man, like a horse. And then when I went to Drew Estate, so check this out. I went to Drew Estate, and Manuel Rubio, who is the operational manager of Drew Estate, I went to talk to him and say, well, we don't have an opportunity right now, but come tomorrow. We're gonna interview you. So in the interview, it was Manuel Rubio and it was Nicolas Melillo. Nowadays, he has a cigar company
Oh,
that is called Foundations
yes,
Cigars. I
yes,
love Nick. I have my respect for him. And
yes.
then Nick said to me, Joe, you made it to the Dean list? Bro, you have an impressive resume. But you know what, Pedro? We don't have nothing but come tomorrow, bro. Come tomorrow if you want to work on tomorrow at 7 a.m. I was there at 7 a.m. and I was with my notebook and a pen. And I was learning, from everybody. At the same time, I was running the errands for Drew State Factory. I was Pedro Ice Cream, Pedro Cake, because all the stuff that nobody wants to do, they say, call Pedro. He will do it. And I was happy to do it because to me it was the first time that I have a formal job. But
Yes.
I wasn't sweating like a fucking horse. And I remember some of the guys in the factory because in Esteli you kind of know
Oh,
everybody. So
well,
they said to me, "Yo, Pedro, you went to the United States. So what the fuck are you doing in the factory? You should be working for a bank or something." I was like, "No, man. I believe that something good is going to come here." So 3 months after went by, and I met Jonathan Drew. When Jonathan came, everybody was, "Oh, Jonathan is coming next week. Jonathan's coming next week." And Nicolas said, "I'm gonna introduce you to Jonathan Drew."
wow.
So when I met Jonathan, he was, "Hey, how you doing, bro? I heard good things from Rubio and from Nick about you. Very nice." And while we were walking in the factory, Jonathan was saying hi to everybody.
Yeah.
The ladies that cleaned the floor, he was hugging them, kissing them, their shit, and I was like, "Wow, this is the guy that I want to work for."
Yeah.
And to me, it was the first year
Wow.
I was doing whatever they asked me to do. Then after that year, I got promoted to be the operation manager assistant. So I was working the personal assistant for Manuel Rubio. Then I
Yes.
was the personal at the same time I was the personal assistant for Nicolas. And then I was doing all different type of stuff. When Drew State opened Cigar Safari in 2008,
Yep.
Jonathan said to me, "I want you to run Cigar Safari tours." And then I became the director of Cigar Safari. That's how I started to meet a lot of retailers and end consumers that were coming to Nicaragua.
Yes.
And it was like we were doing so many tours at the factory, and I was
You had
learning from
Yeah,
you
I
started that
Nicholas.
stream
remember.
in
I remember.
2014.
14.
Okay, yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. So you had already, at that point, you were already traveling to the United States when we met you.
That's
Um,
right.
but you started off. So on your LinkedIn, it said that you were director of operations.
Yes, I was the director. I was the director of international sales.
It's it.
Yeah.
So
International.
I remember I was doing the cigar safari, and as I was telling you, I had the opportunity to learn from Jonathan how he does the cigar tours at Drew State Factory, from Steve Saka, from Nicholas. And it
Wow.
was a point that they say, "Hey, Pedro, you do the tours." Because we are busy in the United States, and as much as we want to be part of the cigar safari, you are capable enough to run the tours. So it was me and a bunch
Wow.
of gringos doing the tours at Drew State Factory. And to me, I always knew that. I mean, giving a tour at Drew State Factory, it was not just giving you a tour. All right, this is the production floor, this is the packaging department. No, to me, it was like, I'm going to take you in a beautiful journey because you know what?
Yes.
What you guys enjoy in the United States is my people right here that makes those cigars. It's the tobacco that we grow in this beautiful land, which is Nicaragua. And therefore, I took all the pride to give all those tours to the point that Jonathan said to me, "Hey, bro, your resume, Jonathan, somehow the opportunity came out. The opportunity always comes. You have to be ready for it. And along the lines, Jonathan find out that my school background was international trade. So he said to me, "Hey, bro, we don't have nobody to do the international sales for us.
Wow.
I want you to be to run that department." I was
Wow.
like, "I'm down." But I said to Jonathan, "Hey, bro, one thing is giving the tours, and another thing is selling a cigar. So no, don't worry about it. We're gonna send you to a sales training in Miami." So I went to Miami for the first time, and it
Wow.
was a lot of pressure from my own pressure, which is to me, when I go hard
Yeah.
on myself, I got no mercy.
Well,
It
dude,
was
I mean, you had a
Yeah.
lot of pressure when you went to school, so that wasn't shit for you.
Yeah.
so I went to the headquarters of Drew State, and then it was my mom, and my mom, she knew that was one shot that I had. If I, he said, "Well, I wish you the best. I don't know if you're gonna be able to take this opportunity, but I wish you the best." And it was the pressure, from the people at the factory. "Well, Pedro, yeah, he speaks English and everything, but I don't know if he get this opportunity to be in sales, because you will never meet somebody from Nicaragua that work in sales. There's a lot of great
Wow.
people in the cigar industry
Hmm.
that they are extremely amazing at their craft,
Mhm.
making
Mhm.
cigars, growing tobacco, fermenting tobacco, curing tobacco, creating blends, and all the logistic aspect of running a factory. So they only gave me 2 weeks, and right around that year, this beautiful movie uh, came around, which it was Pursuing the Happiness with Will Smith.
Oh my God.
Stop.
That is one of Michael's favorite
So
movies.
do you know the gentleman that movie was made out of? Tom.
Yes, Chris Gardner.
Gardner.
No,
Mhm.
Yeah,
amazing story, bro.
Mr. Gardner.
Amazing story.
Mr. Gardner
Yes.
personally mentored me for approximately 6 months.
Yeah. He's amazing.
Amazing, brother. Wow.
Yeah.
But this is
Wow,
my
bro.
truth.
Yeah. It was,
They-
it's almost like I told Jonathan just
Hmm.
Friday. I told him, I said, sometimes when you think about somebody so much
Hmm.
that you make them into your reality,
That's right.
and that goes with anything in
Hmm.
life,
That's right.
a job, a career, a business, whatever you put into your mind and you think about it so much, it eventually comes true.
Absolutely.
And you're a great example of that.
Wonderful example.
Oh my gosh.
I can't wait
Well,
for you to be a fucking daddy.
Oh my, you'd be an amazing father.
I
the
can't
time
wait.
will, well, we're never late for anything that is meant to be for all of us.
Just keep
You know.
practicing though.
So yeah, but I check this out, man. When I was taking the sales training, it was like, well, they gave me this. I had the opportunity. That was Dave Sader. He's no longer with the real estate. He was the one that trained me. And after the last 2 weeks, I remember that Mike Solucci, Mike Solucci, he
Yeah,
used to
we're
be our
good friends with
president.
Mike. Yeah.
And he said to me, "All right, Pedro, let's see if you're ready." I'm ready. And then they gave me the cigars that we were making at that time. Sell me this, and I was ready. But they put me a mask. The mask that people use when they are wrestling, like WrestleMania, that they put the mask. Because
Yes.
Mike Solucci said a good salesman sells in any condition and whatever, bro. If you're good in sales, you're gonna sell no matter what. And then I start to boom boom give my speech, but at the same time, now you're talking about the cigar, doing throwing a little bit of technique here and a little bit of technique there. I saw Mike, and I was doing it in front of all the inside sales team over there at Drew State headquarters.
Mhm.
And then my solution turned around, and then I was like, "Oop, okay." Then we went out for lunch. I asked, they say that, "Bro, do you think that I get the opportunity?" "No, man, you did great, bro. Bro, the presentation was top notch. Even the people ask a question, you know how to answer them." But after lunch, my Solucci is waiting for us in his office. So I went there to the office, and my Solucci said to me, "Bro, you are very good at this and this and this and this and this and this." And I was like, "Well, Mike, let me ask you something straight up. did I get the opportunity? Yes or no? He said, of course you did. At
Uh,
that point, my tears started to roll down the face.
Yeah.
I'm telling you,
Dude, I know your mom is so proud of
oh
you,
my
dude.
gosh,
there are
Pedro.
moments in life where a beautiful thing happened to you, and there is a lot of all these struggles that you went through that they just come straight to your face.
Mhm.
And then you realize, wow, God has been great. And then that's when I start to run the international sale for Drew Estate. From 2012 to 2013, I was doing the international sales. At the same time, I was running the cigar safari tours. I went to Germany the first time for the trade show, and it
Yes.
was great. I mean, and at that time, I didn't have no clothes. This is a funny story. You're gonna love this one. So, Celine Honano, which is a good friend of mine, he used to work for Drew Estate. So when we were going to Germany, I say, "Hey, bro, we're going to Germany. And Germany, in Europe, these people are wearing suit and tie." I was like, "Motherfucker, I'm in Esteli. We don't have suit and tight." "No, don't worry, Pedro. I'm gonna take you to a little shopping thing in Miami." So he took me to this store in Miami to buy some clothes for me, because the clothes that I had, it was cigar factory clothes, like jeans and shirt and stuff like that. And I said to Celine, "Joe, okay, Pedro, this is for you. This is stuff that you're gonna get." Bro, I didn't like the color that he was picking for me. I was like, bro, Joe, Celine, bro, this is not my style.
Oh, you
Motherfucker, you don't have no style.
You remember
I
Celine?
remember Salim.
Celine had some wild shit.
He like bright stuff.
So
Oh
yeah,
God.
then we went. Yo, I have experienced crazy stuff with Drew Stay.
Oh my
So
gosh.
when we went to Germany, Jonathan said to me, "Hey, me and Celine, we're gonna go first. No, Celine is gonna go first. You go in the middle. I'm gonna be in the last. So I'm gonna tell them that we're in the same company. So otherwise, these Germans are not gonna let you in, because they're gonna ask themselves, what a Nicaraguan guy is doing in Germany?" So when we were doing the trade show in Germany, man, that was the first time that we were doing the show. Well, Celine fucked up because he forgot to buy the tap stamps. You have to have tap stamps in every single cigar that you are showcasing at these trade shows. So the cops were going around different booths, and then the
Oh my
cops were
god.
were like, like asking questions and stuff like that. So Jonathan pulled me aside and say, "Bro, whatever happened, don't get arrested, because we are Americans, but you're from Nicaragua." "Oh, don't worry, Jonathan. We're gonna let fucking Celine go to jail." But we made it through. And those year I had the opportunity to open different countries
Oh my
of
god.
Germany, Belgium, the Netherlands,
That's amazing.
Spain, and I had the opportunity to build 12 countries. I brought 12 countries into Drew Estate, including Russia. That's a beautiful story too.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. So I met this guy at the show, and I was giving you the whole pitch about Drew Estate and everything.
Wow.
And you say, "Okay, cool. I'm gonna send you a text." I email later on next week, and then he sent me his first order, which was a big order. I sent that order to Jonathan and Solucci, and Solucci said, "Huh, fuck yeah, man, this order is approved." It was a big order, one of the biggest orders that I ever had on international sale.
Congratulations on that.
No, thank you. But at that time, Louis, nobody knew about Drew Estate. Because in Europe
Oh my
nowadays there is a
gosh.
lot of well-known non-Cubans. That's what they call
Yes.
cigars that come from Dominican Republic, from Honduras, and Nicaragua. And then it was good. It was a good time. I was going to Germany once a year in September, and I was coming to the United States once a year for the trade show in Vegas. So it was great to come to the United States. It was awesome. I had a great time, but at the same time, I was going back to Nicaragua, doing the international sales from Drew Estate from Nicaragua.
Oh, I
And
didn't
then,
know that.
Yeah.
yeah,
I thought
and
you were at that point. I thought you had already moved to Miami.
no, it was right after that. That's how everything happens to be for me to come to the
Oh,
United States. So, and then because we were doing everything from Nicaragua, all our distributors
yeah.
in on other countries, all the orders comes straight from Nicaragua. Those cigar orders don't go to Miami. We ship everything
Oh,
from Nicaragua
okay.
Direct.
nowadays to
Correct.
58 different countries.
Yes.
A lot of countries in Europe, in Asia, in Africa, some countries in Latin America. So it was a time after a trade show that I was through the airport, and then I saw Jonathan, and Jonathan was, by the way, again hanging out with Celine. And Jonathan said to me, "You know what, Pedro? I was thinking about this, bro, and I mean, you are running the cigar safari tours, and everybody fucking loves you, and you are doing a good job doing the international sale for us, and
Yeah.
how we are growing everything. But I need you in the United States, so I want you to come and work for us." I was
Wow.
like, Jonathan, I'm ready. Let's fucking do it. So they hired a immigration attorney to take my case, and Jonathan Drew stay, and they sponsored me my work visa in
Wow.
2013. So, and then, and check
Oh,
this out. This is
2013.
how this story gets extremely touchy for me.
Okay,
Wow.
And I,
hold that one second. Okay,
20,
guys, listen. I
2013.
had already spoken to Pedro to find out if he was available for us to go to 5:30. So what I want you guys to do is this next 9-10 minutes, go ahead and put your questions together. Go ahead and type them in. I'll go ahead and star them up, and then when we go into the open forum, then I'll go ahead and put these questions up there, and we'll let Pedro address them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I
absolutely.
already spoke to him
And you know what?
earlier.
We send them, I send you guys some swag, right? We're going to give
Yeah,
away
we're
some
gonna
Yeah,
give
swag.
that away.
yeah,
There
We
you
yeah,
got
go.
yeah,
we
So
have
every,
some questions
yeah,
at the end of the show, so you guys have to pay attention to everything that Pedro's talking about
yeah.
because the questions are gonna come from his story.
Yeah, because that's why I was sitting here writing stuff. And I have to tell you, Pedro, I don't know if it's going to occur or not. But Jonathan hit me when he landed. He flew out
To
to
Nicaragua.
Nicaragua,
oh, yeah, that's right.
and he
Yeah.
texted me today, let me know that he made it there, and he's going to try to see if he can jump on if he can. So I just want to
Wow,
let you
that's
know that.
beautiful, man. That
Yeah,
is beautiful.
Yeah.
So when I had the opportunity to come to the
Wow.
United States, I was traveling all over. Like they said to me, "Hey, Pedro, this is your calendar. Well, we're gonna have you only for 6 months because we cannot afford to have anybody else doing the cigar safari tours. So you're gonna spend 6 months in Nicaragua, and then the other 6 months is gonna be here in the United States, traveling everywhere." And I
Okay.
was happy when they said, "Hey, so you want to go to Los Angeles?" Yes, I'm going to go to Los Angeles. You want to go to Chicago? All the big cities. I was going everywhere.
Yes.
So, and then the cigar safari season always start in Nicaragua. Well, we stopped them for a little bit right around December. So it was a tour, no, right around November. So it was a tour that happened after 5 months not coming to Nicaragua. So I had this trip came about, and I had the opportunity to go back home. I took 2 days early to go to Esteli to hang out with my family before the group came, and I had the opportunity to see my uncle Pedro.
You
And that's
did?
yes. So check this out. He was very sick, very sick. And that night when I get to Esteli, I had the opportunity to hang out with him, and I was showing him. You remember those cameras where everybody was taking pictures? So I was showing him the places that I have been and everything. He was like, "Oh wow, Pedro, that's really nice. Well, tomorrow, Pedro, I need you to take me to the doctor and stuff like that. Yeah, we're gonna go to the doctor. I'm gonna buy you this and this and that. Good." So that night I went to hang out, see some friends, and the same night I went back to my mom's house because back in that time I used to share the room at my mom's house with my uncle Pedro. So I didn't make no noise. I went straight to my bed, not making noise and everything. The next day I was getting ready to go to the factory in the state, and my mom screamed that my uncle passed away.
Oh,
So my uncle only God does it
he
that
waited for you, Pedro.
literally. And I had the opportunity to take care of all the funeral service and everything. I wasn't expecting to go and bury somebody, but in life you gotta be ready for everything because everything is super super unpredictable.
well, he wanted you home, man.
Yeah,
For
it was
that,
nice, man. It was
he
really
wanted you
nice.
home
He
for
And
that.
it was a beautiful it was a beautiful funeral service. A lot of people from Drew State Factory came to the funeral.
That's beautiful.
And I remember I saw a lot of people from Drew State. Came Rubio, It was Nicholas, Jesse Flores was there, and a lot of people from the factory, you know. And my mom said to me, "Hey, Pedro, you're gonna share some words about Pedrito." I was like, "Sure, I'm gonna share some words." Yeah, yeah. So when I was talking to everybody, you know, the funeral service in Nicaragua, you do it at home, and everybody comes, you know,
Okay.
and it's right in the street. Yeah, the police they shut down the street, so there's a lot of people there. So when I was sharing a little bit of story, the story, the background story about the biography of my uncle Pedrito, I said, hey, you know, this man that was in a wheelchair came from the countryside. He started his little business right from the sidewalk of Central Park, Esteli. He was able to save money and buy his house, which is the house that I grew up. I couldn't continue right after that. I broke down. This thing in my throat. It was hard, man, emotionally.
Yeah.
And at that point, I realized, wow, man, who would be my North Star? I gotta give the credit to him. So God rest in peace. You know,
Oh my
like
goodness.
yeah, and,
God
and
bless his soul.
yeah. So it's good, and you know, stories, man, that happens in life, and it is amazing, man. So to me, being in Drew Stay and seeing the opportunity that I have seen, meeting the people that I have met, it has been a beautiful bless.
Well,
And
Ana Gonzalez Valenzuela says she used to buy
oh,
her school supplies in your uncle's store.
Ana Gonzalez. Much respect for you. Well, let me tell you something about Ana Gonzalez. We grew up in the same block, and Ana, she is
Oh,
married
she got
to
some dirt on you then.
John Saka. John Saka is the son of Steve Saka.
Yes.
And Anna, she does a great job for Nexa. She is one of the general managers in that factory. They make amazing cigars, and I'm so glad that Anna is tuning with us. So thank you so very much, Anna, for tuning with us, and much respect for you, your family.
Wow.
Send my regards to Steve, to John, to Cindy. They're great people, and it is
Mm-hmm.
amazing, man. So it has been great, man. You know, and I will tell you that the best thing that ever happened to me was coming to Drew States, because Drew State have given me opportunities that I would never imagine in my life that it will happen to me. So right around when my work visa was about to expire, the lawyer said to me, "Hey, bro, you only have 6 more months. If not, you got two choices. One, go for the green card. Two, if the company we can extend for 2 more years." I went to talk to Jonathan, and Jonathan said to me, "Forget about it, bro. We are going to sponsor your green card." And
Oh,
I became a green card holder or a resident 2017, and
oh my
it has been a dream, you know.
goodness.
It has
I
So
been a
when
tell
we
beautiful
came
you.
out
thing.
here,
I tell you.
when we came out here in 2017, that's when he got his card. And
Yeah.
dude, we were so proud of you, man. You got here, you got your car, you bought your house,
It's the
Yes,
American
you were able
dream,
to take care of your
Pedro.
family. And I
yes.
mean, dude, it's like when we look at our lives and stuff that we have to go through, it's nothing compared, dude, to what you went through.
Well,
I
I think
commend you,
that
man.
I will tell you that in life, brother, it's not about how strong or how smart you are, because it's not that. It's about if guy's gonna put you in certain path, it's because he knows what you can handle it.
Uh, absolutely.
Seriously. And everything that
Absolutely.
happens to you, negatively or positively, you gotta thank God, no matter what, because you're gonna learn one thing or two. You gotta learn one thing or two. And nowadays, guys,
Mm,
yes, Drew State is coming back. We are doing events. We the last 2 years, because of COVID, we were doing a lot of virtual events. I had the opportunity to meet so many people, reach people in places that have never been. And
yes.
it's amazing when I'm coming back to the events, then there is people that come and support the events, these retailers that support Drew State big time, and we always have a blast. So this week I was doing events in North Carolina, South Carolina, great cigar stores. People were coming to get the True State cigars. And it has been a beautiful journey. I can't complain. I'm here doing this amazing show with you
Oh my
guys,
gosh,
and
this
it
is
is a pleasure to be here because the the icons that you guys have brought to the show, it is amazing.
Thank you.
It is amazing. So I just want to thank you guys for that.
I appreciate that, man, because you tell the truth, and I know that you've been on a lot of shows, and we're really humbled by that.
yeah,
Because when we
absolutely.
do this, we don't know what the outcome's going to be. We didn't know what it was going to look like, doing these shows, and who was going to support it. But I can say this, man, definitely Drew Estate touched you and helped you in your path, and I can say that we probably would not be where we're at
Yeah,
without Jonathan's support. I mean, back when Fabian was there, when Sam was there. I mean, now you guys have Ryan and Gary,
yeah,
and the rest of the crew that's there in the back, Big Willie style.
yeah.
That's
you know,
right.
and I mean, and obviously you do. I mean, and so without that family, we wouldn't be here. And I mean, and Jonathan knows. I think when we came out here, Jonathan and two other people knew we were relocating. We didn't tell anybody when we left LA.
Uh
But
huh.
when we came, Jonathan thought we were bullshitting. And we're like, no, dude, we're here. And he's like, he said, I'm gonna give you an address. You got to come to this address. And we thought we were going to meet him at a restaurant. Dude, he
Hmm.
invited us up to the house.
Yeah.
And I mean, it
Wow.
was just,
He's
yeah,
just he's just been that guy for us, just like he's been for you.
Yes.
And for to have someone like Jonathan to believe in you,
that says a lot.
and to mentor you,
That's right.
and to pull you through, and you guys have some amazing stories that people don't know. And Drew State has been through a lot that people don't
Yes.
know. The
It is crazy,
struggle,
man.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
you
Like
know.
Jonathan's Marvin story, the co-founder of
Yeah,
Drew Stay. I mean, people see this, but they don't see everything that you have to go through.
they don't.
Yeah.
They
And the other
don't.
day I was doing this event in Seattle. A, it was last week, and it was a lot of people in that shop. Beautiful shop, Cigar Daddies, amazing shop over there. And then it was a guy. He was new to the cigar thing. He said, "Wow, man, they were telling me a lot of stuff about this event that you were coming. You were coming. So let me ask you a question, man. What does it mean for you having all these people at this event?" I was like, "Well, sir, to be honest with you, I am nobody. You know who are the rock star? Well, I don't know what you're talking about. No, the rock star, my friend, are the cigars. This is why people are here, not me. I'm just happy to be here, and I'm grateful to be here, and I'm having a blast with you guys and you. But everything is about the cigars and the people. We just happen that we are lucky and blessed enough to be up there and representing a product that a lot of people love, which is something that I want to take the moment to thank everybody that have smoked Drew Stay, everybody that have suggest Drew Stay cigars, as well as Joya de Nicaragua,
Hmm.
and everybody that have the opportunity to be smoking a cigar right now. Because when it comes to cigar, there is so many amazing brands up there that you could easily pick anybody, but you choose Drew Stay, the Drew
Yes,
Stay cigar. And there is something that, I mean, somebody is sharing one of the most intimate moment with one of your products. To me, is something that money cannot buy. So being
absolutely.
up there and represent Drew Stay and cigars and my people of Nicaragua, and it is a bless. It is a privilege and a honor.
Wow, Pedro, you hit it right there though. It is, and it is about the people behind the Drew Estate brand. You guys are amazing. And now, a question that I have for you is everybody wants to get on board with Drew Estate. Everybody. But nobody wants to leave. So there's no openings that ever should come up, right? What is it about Drew Estate, if you're as a company as a whole,
Mhm.
that makes it so um, that you guys love so much?
To make you
What?
stay.
Okay, can you ask the question again?
What is it about Drew Estate, the company as a
Hmm.
whole, that makes you guys so happy that you're just so happy with your job? You know?
Yes, well, that's a good question right there. I will say the culture.
The
the
culture.
culture that Jonathan has created has been, wow, something that I have never seen before. And even guys that have the opportunity to be working for other companies and have the opportunity to work in other industry and see
Yes.
how companies operate. Well, every company is unique in their own way.
Yeah.
And when it comes to real estate, it is the culture. Because even though that we look wild, very wild, if people that knows real estate personally, they will never have a clue that the man is a cigar man.
Right. Right. And you guys have that internal culture that nobody really knows about. The
That's
one
right.
thing that I do know and I
Mm-hmm.
see, and a lot of people see it, is that you guys are also empowered in your position.
Mm-hmm.
You guys take, like I said earlier, you guys take so much ownership in your job. There's so much pride, there's so much passion, and it shows in everything that you guys do, every event that you guys attend. And it's always about your customers.
It's always
and
about the customer.
and that's why you guys have such a huge fan base that is so dedicated to this brand.
Yeah, it is like, when it comes to cigar brands, Louis, Drew Stay, everything that we have created, everything has to have a purpose. We don't make a cigar to this of the sake to have a new cigar.
Yeah.
Because when it comes to cigars at Drew State, every cigar is unique in their own way. We have cigars that are infused. You have cigars that are traditional. You have cigars that are non-traditional. And at the end of the day, it's about having a cigar for every palate.
Yes.
In a Drew State, we also have cigar for every palate, and we have cigar for every wallet up there, from Liga Privada or Serie Único to factory smokes,
Yes.
from one extreme to the next one. And
Right.
that's what really separates you from other companies. And at the end of the day, the end consumer is always right. Those are the ones that are going to determine where they are going to spend their money with.
Yes.
So you had made
Yes.
mention of legal bravado, and I'm glad you said that. I want you to check your schedule because we would love to have you in New York with us June the 24th. This has
June
been
the
something Louis and I have,
24th.
June the 24th. Yeah. Louis and I have been working. We talked to Jonathan last year, and I think the year prior to, we all went through
Mm-hmm.
the COVID stuff together. But on
Mm-hmm.
June the 24th, Louis and I will be producing for Drew Estate as our client
Mm-hmm.
a series of Liga Privada events. And we asked
Wow.
Jonathan where he wanted to do it. And the first one he wanted to do was in Brooklyn. So
Yeah.
we would be in Brooklyn June the 24th.
Nice.
It's going to be a nice intimate group of hand selected individuals, invite only type of thing, 150 people that we're going to be doing out there. We've got everything solidified, the contracts, and we've already have deposits already down there, and we're we're actually going to send out a link maybe today or tomorrow for all those people that are on the list
Mm-hmm.
so that they can procure their tickets. And we'll be working with a travel agent that you guys work with.
Yeah.
Nice.
Thank goodness.
Gary hooked us up with that
Yeah.
so that those people can contact them to make whatever arrangements. But dude, at the end of the day, we would love to see you there so we can celebrate that, because you guys have your barn smokers, but this will be the first on purpose Liga Privada event, and everything we do for you guys as a client, this has nothing to do with the megaherv, but what we
Right.
do for you guys as a client will always be Liga Privada involved. So my friend, you will be involved with
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man.
So
That is
you,
awesome, man. Thank you so very much, man. That's gonna be a huge event.
yes, and we're so excited about that. Jonathan's really excited, and I know that you represent the underground, correct?
Yes, that's
yeah.
right.
So you will be involved, my friend.
Yeah.
Ah, man,
So yeah,
that's awesome. I can't wait.
so we'll see your
Can't wait.
schedule. Hopefully, you'll be open.
Yeah, hopefully you'll be open for
Absolutely.
the 24th. It is the first one, and we had to ask Gary and Ryan what kind of entourage is Jonathan bringing, because we can only have 150 motherfuckers. We can't have,
And that's his hometown.
and that's
so
his
it's like,
hometown. So we can only have that, based on the
That's right.
location we have, because apparently there's not a lot of locations out there that are smoke friendly that you can do things that can
Mhm.
hold that type of a crowd.
yeah,
Absolutely, man. And you guys do amazing events, man. The event that you guys did in Miami that I was part of, wow, man, that was beautiful.
that was
One of
our
the
first one.
best, beautiful events that I have been part of, and a
Thank
beautiful
you.
boat, great drinks, great
You.
food, great cigars. Jonathan Drew was there. Oh my
Yeah.
God, it was beautiful.
Thank you. That means a lot to us,
Yeah.
Pedro. And that you guys want to continue having a Miami event, so that's something that we have to talk about too,
Yeah.
with your crew. You know,
That's
we
right.
work a lot with the headquarters here, and so, and that's the one thing that I know that Jonathan does, is that he leaves it up to you guys
Mm-hmm.
to make the decisions.
Right.
We have to go through the same process as everybody else. We have to go present our project
Mm-hmm.
to your team,
Right.
and you guys make a decision if you want to work with us,
That's right.
so he has us go through that same process. There's no
Yeah, it's not automatic.
no, it's not automatic
Right.
like some
We had
people
to go
may
to the
think.
war room when we went
Yeah,
to that
yeah,
to the conference room, boy. And I tell you what,
yeah,
woo!
yeah, that's what Saudi Arabian we're here.
Oh my goodness.
So we understand that that he's very he releases a lot of the decision making to his people,
Mm.
and that you don't see very often.
That's
That's
trust.
right.
Yeah, that's trust.
That's
That's
trust.
So,
That's trust.
but with that said, man, and thank you so much, dude, for opening up, and
Oh my
and I appreciate
gosh.
it. You know, for you to get emotional like you did about your uncle, you know, and your mom's, and I mean, dude, that lets us know that we're doing something right. But I have to put these questions out there for some of the ones that have sent something, and I'm going to
Yes.
start off with Miss Arlene, who is a part of our What's
Our
Good
show.
Life in our show. And so she stated, she says, a question for Pedro. We know you enjoy fishing. What
Uh-huh.
is the biggest catch fishing you caught? She's not talking about females and shit. She's talking about fish. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a good question. Well, one thing that I do, when I go fishing, man, that was a hobby that I developed during the pandemic because I
Yes.
wasn't going nowhere. I was like, man, I have to do something because I'm going crazy in this house. So I went to YouTube how to fish. You know how to fish,
You did not
So
YouTube fishing.
right, and then in Miami, you got where you can go, right bay. You can fish right there,
Yes.
or you can go to the Everglades, which is right the canals. And it was also, trying to catch something. It was great. Well, one thing that I did though, because I want to go fishing, I was like to me, well, if I catch a fish, good. If not, that's okay. I will have my beers, my jinglings, a cigar. I'm gonna play some little bit of reggae music, just to chill and going fishing is beautiful. It's one of the
Yes.
best therapies that you could have. But before I go fishing, I go and get a fish from the supermarket. So when I come back, I pretend I caught that fish, even
No,
though
you
I didn't
don't.
gonna. Yes.
No, you
You
don't.
cheated.
So I do the whole circle. So it was a time when I was going to the canals, and Willie is a big fishing man.
Willie's like,
Willie
we
is a
don't have that
professional,
fish in the canal.
Yeah.
right? And then
Yeah.
he said to me, "Yo, Pedro, you go to fish at the canal?" I said, "Yeah, man. I have caught this big one right here." Oh shit, man, that's nice. Well, just be careful with the snakes. I was like, "What are you talking about?" He mentioned the name of the snake that I cannot remember right now. I was like, "Oh shoot, man, you ruined my thing," because I was going through the bushes and everything, and
Uh-uh.
and
Dude,
in Miami, especially in the Everglades,
You got
dude,
alligators out
dude.
there,
you got
You know
Pedro.
alligators
what?
and everything.
Oh my gosh.
If
No,
anybody
no.
looks at Pedro's Facebook, you'll see that he does a lot of outdoor stuff.
Yeah.
And I
Oh my
Right,
mean,
I
God.
love it.
you do it. So Louis and I got invited. Hopefully, you won't be working whatever weekend we decide to do it. But Louis and I got invited to go on an airboat
Yeah.
and to go out and go to where crocodiles and shit are at. So we want
Nice.
to make sure that we
Yeah.
catch up with you so that you come with us because they like dark meat. When they come after me, I'm gonna push your ass in first. So,
That was a good question. That was a good question.
That was a good question, right?
so of course, obviously, men and women, they want to know about your locks. So the next question came from Quentin Brown, and he basically said, "How did you get that good hair?"
Yeah.
Man, my hair, bro. You know what I do? I use gel, so it's super hard like a rock.
Thank you.
If I wouldn't use gel,
Make sure
then I
that.
would be like a lion. It's not good. And I wish to have like a Dr. J. You guys remember Dr.
Yeah.
J? a classic guy with the afro and everything. Well, I don't have the afro thing. My hair goes very bad in a heartbeat.
Wow, that's funny.
Oh my
Now,
God, Pedro.
we have a very, very good friend. He's out of Arkansas, and he had asked a question because you already made mention in regards to saddles.
Yes.
Mhm.
His name is Scully Monteith, but we call him Scully. He said, when making the saddles as a kid, did you ride a lot?
No, man, you know what? It's a very interesting question right there. I remember because of the when I used to go to visit my grandmother in the countryside. Yeah, I used to ride a little horse that they have there. And the countryside at my grandmother house, rest in peace too. They didn't have everything was about going the horses, milking the cows, raising chicken. Of course, they were doing a lot of raising beans and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
when I'm telling you the countryside is until recently, maybe the last 3 years, maybe the last 6 years, that they have electricity in those places because it's really, really deep in the mountains. So yeah, I used to ride when I used to go to my grandma's house, and in the saddle shop, I think that picking that trade and learning that trade, probably it was not the right trade to pick, because let me tell you something.
Why?
Back in the days, it was a lot of horses. Jonathan can tell you this, and everybody that has been going to Nicaragua since the 90s. There were a lot of horses in downtown Esteli, all over town.
Yeah.
But then the bicycle came around, and there's a lot of
Um,
people in bicycles. And then the factories start to come up in Esteli. People were having opportunity to make a living. And I remember that we were not selling saddles as we used to sell back in the days, because a
ah,
lot of people were buying motorcycles.
Ah,
really?
Oh yeah, it was crazy. I remember like getting my pay from the saddle shop. I have to ask money to my boss every day just to make sure that I will get my whole pay for the week.
And this was in the 90s,
It was let me see. It was mid 90s.
mid 90s. And
Yes,
how
mid
old are you
90s.
now, Pedro?
I'm 37.
You're
he's still a baby.
37.
You're only
Yeah.
7 years older than our oldest son.
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's nice. That is nice, man.
Wow. 37, and you've accomplished so much. And
No, God is good, man. Speaking about the saddles, when was it? 3 months ago, I went to this event that I was invited to from Frankie Drinks, and it
yes.
was a cocktail event, cocktail from different companies. And I had the opportunity, of course, I took Uber from my house to the cocktail thing, and I was doing the cocktail from table to table, having a blast. It was great music, great people. When I went back home, it was like, oh my God, what a great time. So I was checking out Facebook, and then I saw that the guy that used to own the saddle shop, the saddle shop, he passed away.
Yeah.
And somebody posted a picture on Facebook, in the funeral service, and I was like, oh my God, that touched me big time that night. That I was all about reminiscing
Remembering
the
all the
goods,
times.
the bads, and seeing that life is too short. You know,
Yes.
life
Yes.
is too short, and if you can do something, do it today. Don't wait for tomorrow. If you can do something nice for somebody, do it today. Don't wait, because time doesn't stop, and time doesn't wait on nobody.
Mhm.
Right. Right.
Wow.
You're absolutely right.
So the next question we got is Brother Rich, Chairman Lay.
Rich.
And he said, Pedro, tell us how you trained your protege, Henry
Yes.
Pineda, to take over the cigar safari. Did I say his last name right?
Pineda.
Pineda.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right. Yo, Henry, yo, my man Rich. I
Yeah.
hope that you're doing good, brother. Rich is a good friend of mine.
Yes, he
Rich is
is.
good people. Everybody knows Rich Light because
Mhm.
he loves ligas. A matter of fact, he came out with this nickname, the Liga Horse, which is him and Chris Duque.
Oh, God.
Crazy guys, man. You have to see these guys when they used to go to Drew Estate Factory wearing a mask, the rat, like the dirty rat, the rat hat, and taking pictures in the production floor. It was hilarious, man. And
Yeah, we got a
so
chance
that's a
to
good
see Rich
question.
in October.
Yeah, he went to Napa.
Rich came to see us in Napa in October.
That
Yeah,
We
is
haven't seen
awesome,
him in a
man.
while.
he's doing well.
Rich
But
is
listen,
So he
go
has
ahead.
answered the question.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
when it comes to Henry, Henry is wow, man. I knew Henry from really, really way back, way before I was even part of Drew Estate. And Henry has been a very disciplined kid, a guy that grew up with a very good mentality. He did very good in school. He got a scholarship to go to Canada too. A great, smart guy.
Wow.
When the opportunity came for me to move from Nicaragua and do this, Jonathan said to me, I cannot afford to move you if you don't find somebody that will replace you. Well, the time that we are not doing Cigar Safari, we need to have somebody here. So we went to different interview with different people. It was me and Jesse Flores interviewing different people.
Jesse, we love Jesse.
And
Mhm.
then I said to Henry, bro, you should apply, bro. I think that you got everything that we're looking for. So Henry at that time he was working for another cigar company that is called Tambor.
Hmm.
I don't know if the brands are known here in the United States, but in Esteli everybody knows that factory.
Yeah.
And then Henry had the experience of the what it goes into the factories. So when I hired Henry, it was great. We hit it off. I was like, bro, one thing that you gotta do with the tours, you gotta take this in your heart, buddy.
Hmm.
Everybody that thinks about Jamaica, when people think about Jamaica, they think about Bob Marley. When people think about Drew Estate, they better be fucking thinking about I mean, when people think about Nicaragua, they better be thinking about Drew Estate. So your
Hmm.
job, my friend, is to take the Drew Estate name to the next level. They say,
Wow.
all right, okay,
That's
Pedro, I got it.
the fill, Pedro.
Say it again.
He has big shoes to fill.
No, but he's doing great. Right now, Henry, besides the cigar safari that we have imposed right now because of COVID and everything,
Yeah.
he has growth big in the industry,
Good. Good.
and more in the logistics between what we do in the
Good.
factory because Henry is in the marketing department.
Uh-huh.
And also, Henry had the opportunity to be sponsored by Drew Estate to get his work visa. Nowadays, he is spending
Wow.
more time in Nicaragua because he has his wife and his kid over there.
Yes.
And Henry is a big family man too. The guy, he knows where his head is. Smart guy, smart guy. And it was great when we were doing the tours together. And with
Wow.
Jonathan and Henry, myself, it was awesome. I said to Henry, hey, as much as these people party in Cigar Safari, because it's going to Nicaragua is a blast. You
Uh-huh.
have to make sure that everything runs smooth. You have to, once you are giving the tours, you gotta be the first one up. Make sure that everything is running right, and be ready for anything. And Henry has been doing a good job. I have much respect for him.
Wonderful.
Great guy, great key element to Drew Estate.
Wonderful. Well, we got invited several times. We haven't had a chance to go out there yet.
No, not
But
yet.
when we do, you're gonna take us around.
Yeah.
No,
But
absolutely.
We met Henry at a barn smoker
In
in Orlando.
was it Orlando? Well, we met him in Orlando, and
Or
then we
was it
saw
Kentucky?
Tennessee. Was it Tennessee?
No, Kentucky.
Yeah,
Kentucky.
Kentucky.
It was one of those. But he was here in the States. He was at a barn smoker.
Hmm.
Yes.
And he had a part in with Willie. I think
Hmm.
he was working with Willie on a piece of the barn smoker.
Yes.
He's a very nice man, and I'm so happy for him.
No, it's good, man. It is great to have all these opportunities. What Jonathan has created for all of us. Everybody that work in Nicaragua, everybody that works right here in the United States for Drew Estate, Jonathan has created something that is very hard to see. In a
Yes,
sense that it's hard to replicate.
yes,
His heart is huge, and if he's gonna do something for you, he goes to the next level.
yes.
Yeah,
And
He
absolutely,
absolutely does.
absolutely. Yeah.
So, how many people work in the factory?
in the factory, we got right now up to 3,000 people.
What?
Wow.
You guys employ that many people?
That's
Yes, we do.
huge.
And another thing that the factory does, finding people in Esteli, because there are so many cigar factories in Nicaragua, you know.
Yes.
So what Drew State does is send buses to other towns close by to pick up people and drop people at the end of the day, drop people off.
Oh
So
my
we go and pick
gosh.
them up and drop them off at the end of at the end of the day. And I mean, you know, everybody at Drew State, it takes a village to
Okay.
create a brand. And
Yes.
it takes a huge village to keep those brand relevant. So for us, you know, cigars is not one main show. It's a lot of us. There is a lot of people in the industry that you probably people out there will never have the opportunity to meet them.
Yeah.
But those are the unfamous people that to me I had the opportunity to talk about them. Speaking about the Underground, it was a cigar that was born at the Drew Estate production floor. A cigar that was blended by the guys
Yes.
that makes, you know, cigars, the production chief, the quality control chief, and nowadays, yes, we got the magic touch of Willie Herrera, who is our master blender. The guy, he does a great job,
Yeah.
and it's beautiful, man. You know, Drew Estate is a bunch of us, a
Mhm.
bunch of us. It's not just one man show.
Yeah, you guys have a huge team in the States
Yeah.
and apparently a huge team in Nicaragua.
Yeah.
Yes, it's a huge
That's
thing in Nicaragua.
There's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes that we don't get a chance
that
to
we
see.
don't, yeah, and it's so nice that you're able to is your title the factory spokesperson now?
That is the title, yes.
Okay. So
Yeah.
you're able to share those stories.
Yes, it is to me, you know, it is a honor, you know. Besides having the opportunity to be the factory spokesperson for Drew Estate, I
Yeah.
am also the ambassador of Undercrown. When I'm doing
Yep.
the events, I do have my event only cigar, which is called the Undercrown 1020. 20
Hmm.
means great. It's a slang in Nicaragua that everybody knows.
I've not had
So
that one yet.
What
so
was it,
that
10,
one
20?
1020.
1020.
Yeah.
20 like TUNIE. 20.
T20.
Well, it's a slang, not like 20 like the number, just 20. It's a slang that we use in Nicaragua and they say, "Hey Louis, so how you doing today?" "Oh, I'm doing 20." "So how's everything going on
It's
with
a
you, Mikey?"
twin.
"Oh, everything's going 20, brother." And you know, the 20 is like
Oh,
cool, good, and great.
all
So
good.
so that's my
20.
event only cigar.
I
So,
like that.
so I'm going to answer the next question.
20.
20. Yeah. So, Pedro, so do you guys do the manifesto anymore? Because I remember when you took over that.
Right. So that was a cigar that back in the days it was a personal cigar for Jonathan Drew. When
Yes.
Drew Estate gave me the opportunity to be the ambassador of the ambassador of Undercrown, they gave me the manifesto to have at my events. Last year when we released the Undercrown 10, they did the Undercrown 1020 for my events, which is the same blend as the Undercrown 10, which is the same cigar that you're smoking, Louis, but
Yes.
the bitola or the
Give me
shape
some
of
of
the
that.
cigar is bellicoso. So it
Oh,
comes
the
two cigars in that.
Bellicoso.
Yes, two cigars. And bellicoso is the only size that is not available, and the undercrown thing is only
Right.
available only for my
This is
cigar
good.
event.
This here
These are good.
is this cigar, Pedro, is so
It's the
delicious.
bomb.
Oh my
Oh
God.
man, let me tell you
I have
something.
no words for it. It's
Let me
so good.
let me tell you something, guys, and everybody that is tuning with us. Thank you so very much. For people that
Mhm.
haven't had the opportunity to smoke the Undercrown 10, two
Yes.
weeks ago, we had the opportunity, the big privilege. From Half a Wheel, they do the consensus every year with
Yes.
everybody that is involved in the cigar media, and everybody agree. And that's why how we got the number one cigar of the year. It was Undercrown 10 by Drew Estate.
Congratulations
Congratulations on
on
that, man.
that.
It was a good one right there.
It's well deserved. I mean, this thing is delicious.
It's
So,
really nice, you know.
Yes.
so we have another question from Casey. Casey is also one of the hosts that we have on our
Oh,
show.
I know Casey.
You
Oh
know,
Yeah.
my God,
Casey.
yes, she
And she,
is amazing. I was doing events up north It was in
Wisconsin?
Wisconsin. Yes.
Wisconsin.
Hey man, who's the
And
two dudes keep walking behind you and shit? Who's those two dudes?
Your brother?
those are one of them is my brother-in-law.
Tell them to come here. Tell them to come here.
Jose, come on right here, Jose.
Jose.
People, Jose is from Esteli. I'm gonna give my headphone. Come on, Jose.
Who's
So
the
talk
other
to
dude?
Hi,
talk to
Jose.
these people. They wanna say hi.
Hi.
¿Cómo está, Jose?
Hey, how you doing?
How you doing, man?
Doing
I'm
good.
doing great.
Doing good. Hey man, you in the back? Come back here. Where's Waldo's sweater and shit? Come up here.
You have somebody behind you.
Behind you.
Pedro.
Who's that?
Oh, it's
Tell him to come here.
one of my friends.
Tell him to come here.
Hi.
They
Don't
get the
get him
cancer
shy.
drug.
That's okay.
Hang on.
Where's Waldo? Right there and shit.
Hi.
Hey, what's up, Waldo?
Hey, what's up, buddy?
What's going on, man?
Hey, just chilling
Welcome.
in here. You know, this guy,
Yeah,
this is awesome, man.
yeah.
That's like a poor goal. You need to carry softly, but you need to take care in the right way.
Yes, sir. Well, thank you for supporting him, man, and thank you for walking behind him and shit.
Of course, you know, that's being behind doors, but we being behind him.
Oh, thank you.
Well, thank you so much, man. It's
Pedro
nice.
is really loved.
Yes, nice meeting you.
Nice
Nice
meeting
meeting
Nice
you.
to meet you. That's a pleasure to say hi. You know, I hope so everything is good. Hey, I'll be in the club. You know, sometimes actually he's the one that hooked me out. You know, the cigars, I love it too. That's a good thing. But you know, that I'm not really like a full fan. Once in a while, I'm smoking one, but you know, the one that's like he gave it to me.
Oh
That's
yeah,
that's a plus.
He's
Believe
a
me.
good dude to know.
he has.
Oh,
the
of course.
cigars.
Hey, this is a good friend.
Yes.
Even you know the who me out like a person. I'll tell you that's a fine person. That's a complete human being. Believe me, this is something you don't want to lose.
Well, do me a favor, man. Give him a big kiss on the head for us.
I will.
Oh,
Believe me,
thank you.
I'm not afraid to do that one because you know he's a poor goal. I'll tell you that.
Well, thank you so much, man, for coming and talk to us. We
All
All
appreciate
right,
it.
of course. You know, my pleasure. Take care.
good.
Have a good day.
Yeah, you too.
You
Hey,
guys are in
man.
trouble, man.
So Casey had a question for you. She said, "What went through your mind when you
Uh-huh.
landed in the middle of nowhere in
Nowhere.
USA when you went to college?"
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good question right here. Hold on, let me get this one right. Hold on, give me 1 second. Working this computer really quick. All right, so it's good. You guys hear me?
Yeah.
So how I ended up in Iowa? That's the question, right?
Iowa. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
So
Yeah. What was your
Iowa.
thoughts when you left Nicaragua and
Uh-huh.
flew to the United States and you ended up in Iowa? I've never fucking been there,
No.
so you know what she said. What was going
Well,
through your mind?
let me tell you something. When the coordinator in Nicaragua, she said to me, "Hey, you going to Iowa?" I was like, "Wait a minute, where is Iowa?" Because in Nicaragua, we know the United States through sport. We know the
Yes.
United States through music. We know the United States through movies. But Iowa never have a chance where Iowa was. So we flew, and when I landed into Iowa, I was living in a city that is called Davenport. And
Mhm.
Davenport, it is you got 4 cities that is divided by the Mississippi River.
Mhm.
So you got Davenport and Bettendorf that are in Iowa, and right
Yeah.
across the river you got Rock Island and you got Des Moines. So when I got there, I was like, "Wait a minute, where are the tall buildings?" I didn't see no
No.
tall buildings. It was a lot of corn, lots of corn. And check this out. This one is even more funny. My host family, by the way, rest in peace, Mary. She was my host mother. She was also in a wheelchair, and I remember I was living with them. It was Mary, Kathy, which was her sister, and it was me from Nicaragua,
Wow.
and my dude from Mexico. His name is Victor, a guy that I had the opportunity to hang out with him last month. He is a Maya guy, very smart. He speaks
Yeah.
he speak Maya, he speaks Spanish, he speak English. So we
Wow.
graduate together. So funny story. When I got there, the first meal that these two ladies they prepared for us after they pick us up from the airport, we didn't spoke a word in English. But they say, "Hey Pedro, food here." I was like, "Food? What is she saying?"
Oh, they
Now,
didn't speak
oh,
Spanish.
they
They
didn't
spoke
speak no
Spanish.
Spanish.
Oh.
And I was like, okay, I understand. and then
You eat.
so, to eat, and then they put the plate at the table. So me and Victor, we sit down, and I was like, okay. And then I saw red beans. I was like, oh man, I was looking forward to have some chicken, you know. Those red beans are following all the way from Nicaragua.
Yes,
Because in
it
Nicaragua,
is.
you know, the diet in Nicaragua is rice and beans.
Yes.
You eat rice and beans. You eat beans in the morning. You eat rice and beans at lunch. And then at night, we do what we call gallo pinto, which is a mix between rice and beans, cheese, avocado. You know, it is a
Oh,
good
that
thing. The
sounds
Nicaraguan
good.
food is, and in
Oh,
Nicaraguan food is not just
good.
rice and beans, but most of the diet of the stuff that we consume is rice and beans. So at my house, you know, I always have rice and beans and tortillas, you know. Right here at my sister's house and my brother who is from my brother-in-law who is from Nicaragua as well, they always have rice and beans. It is beautiful, man.
Hey
Even when
man,
I go back home and my mom said to me, "Hey Pedro, what do you want me to have for you? You know, I can have cook some chicken, some beef." No, mom, you know, have some rice and beans because you
The
know I
rice
love
and
that one
beans.
from my mom, of course, you know.
Of course. Of
hey,
course.
on your Facebook, it says that you're single.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
But Brother Rich said, did you secretly get married in Hawaii?
Well, you know, when it comes to that, yeah, I got Julie Sevilla. She's from Nicaragua. She's a nice lady, big heart, you know. And no, we haven't done that step yet.
Rich, not yet.
She is amazing, man. She's good. She's good people.
Oh my goodness.
That's funny.
One more question from Rich.
Okay, so Rich asked,
Again.
he said, ask Pedro what he learned about disposing his red beans in his rice in his apartment.
Okay, so how can you interpret that question?
You know, Rich.
Rich, you know what? Rich, you ain't shit.
Yeah, he is. Rich
Come
is
on, Rich, bro. I thought that you were my friend.
right. We
But
love
listen,
it.
Just joking. We're joking. We're
We
joking.
I want to ask you guys a question. I want you to think
Yes.
about it.
So everybody that's watching right now.
Pedro had made mention of an individual that he referred to as his North Star. I want you guys to think about who that person is.
Mm-hmm.
And in the gift that you're going to receive, and Rich, this doesn't include you. You're
Rich
going
has
to
everything.
let me go like that. You're going to receive this
Wow.
flag here, first and foremost.
Yep.
You guys can see this.
It's the undercrown flag.
It's the undercrown flag. So you're going to get that. And also,
And these are all the goodies that we got from you. Thank you so much, Pedro, for that.
Thank you for
what
having
you
me.
guys
It is
are going
a
to receive,
We get to share with everyone.
you're going to receive this beautiful, beautiful traveling humidor.
Mm-hmm.
You guys can see it. Has a little handle on it. And in addition to that, for those of you who consume and like to drink beer, you have this bottle opener. Here, you put it up.
Oh, it's upside down.
You have that bottle opener. You have a cigar rest.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You have a perfect cut,
Oh, I use this one
perfect
all the
cut
time.
cutter.
Mm-hmm.
And for you lushes out there and shit, you have a flask. And so, you know, in mine, I don't have it with me to show it to you, but in mine, they also have this dope blade.
Yeah.
You know, if you had to cut somebody, they have that.
Oh.
But
Michael uses his bag and everything all the time.
and to put everything in, you have this beautiful, beautiful bag.
Yep.
If you can see here, it has
Nice.
a pocket here on top where you can put all those other little items in.
Yep.
And then it zips, it opens up, and you actually have on the inside some more little pouches and another zipper. And besides that humidor, I mean, this thing is roomy. It expands. As you can see, it has this little web right here.
Mhm.
So it
Nice.
expands in its size so you can stick some more stuff in.
Michael uses his all
and
the
a
time.
strap. Matter of fact, Jonathan saw me. I had it with me
on Friday.
I carried his bag everywhere I go. And I have to give a shout out to Gary, because Gary actually is the person who designed all of this.
That. Yeah.
That's awesome, man. Very
So,
nice.
the question is,
Yep.
Pedro referred to somebody that was near and dear to his heart. And he referred to as his North Star.
Mm-hmm.
Who was that person?
Oh, that's a good question.
Oh, wow. Well, Anna got it right.
Oh, yes, Anna. Thank you so very much.
So Anna gets the first.
So Anna gets the first one.
First one.
We need to find out, Anna, what we need to do, if you can. How can she send you her information?
I'll give her our email so that she can send it.
We'll reach out to you, Anna, via Facebook on a direct message, and that way you can send us your information.
Yes.
We can make sure we can get that out in the mail to you. Okay.
Yes.
Congrats
on that. And then we have two more.
Yes, we have two more.
So we have two more sets.
So let's see. What do you want to ask next?
You have to read that.
Okay. So
So the second question.
That one is easy.
Is
which one? I'll elaborate.
His brothers.
Okay. So Pedro has several siblings.
Mm-hmm.
He has a sister, Evelyn. What is the name of his other brothers?
That's a good one.
Yep. So let's see, because there's people commenting on the live off of my page too.
Yeah.
So anybody have an answer?
Anybody have an answer for that one?
He has two brothers.
He has two brothers. He has an older brother and a younger brother. So that makes him the crazy brother because he's in the middle.
He's in the middle. Did you have that middle child syndrome?
Probably.
Yeah, the go-getter, yes. Because my older brother, he got the love because he was the first one. My sister, she got the love because she was the only female at home. My younger brother, he got the love because he was the last one. Me, I was the one that have to learn how to walk early than any of them,
Oh, absolutely.
I bet you Pedro got his ass beat a lot when he was a kid. Okay, so Karen, you got one of them, but we need both.
We need both.
You got one of them, but we need both. What is the name of the other brother?
So while they think about it, Pedro, were you a good kid, or did you get in trouble when you were younger?
Oh, let me tell you something. Well, I will say that because of my experience in a saddle shop, the experience that I had, working with all different type of people that I should have met in the past. I wasn't a trouble kid, but I knew how the street runs.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
So background wise.
Well, you know what?
I'm not an angel. I'm not gonna say that I am an angel.
I call
have
bullshit.
been an angel, but the mentality, bro. When your mentality comes from deep in the streets, you know what to do and what not to do.
Well, you know what? You never really elaborated on why you got into boxing and why you got out of boxing.
Oh no, I was not boxing. I was more in basketball.
In basketball.
Oh, basketball.
Basketball was my thing. Basketball was like my number one. But yeah, man, like I was attending to high school, of course, the kids in high school, they were not exposed to the experience that I had. Working with bad cats as a co-workers, back in the saddle shop. And you know what to do, what to say, who not to mess around with.
Right.
And attending to high school in Esteli was a public high school. So my classmates, they were, drug dealers and gangsters and stuff like that. But because I was part of the basketball team, I knew a lot of people, and a lot of people know me, so they didn't mess around with me. And I wasn't going for trouble and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, guys, as a youth, since you guys couldn't answer that question, that means we stumped you. You weren't paying attention.
They were stumped.
As a youth, Pedro made mention of having several individuals mentor him as far as jobs was concerned. The gentleman's name of second boss when he was 11 years old, when he was given that $1.50. What was that gentleman's name?
I don't know if these people can get it, man, because those names are in Spanish. Some of them, you know.
Hey, if these big ass ears can understand it, I wrote this shit down. They should be able to get it.
Did you write it right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I wrote it. Yeah, you stumped him again.
We did.
You stumped him again. Okay. All right. So when Pedro worked for the first gentleman, he had made mention of basically going from his apprenticeship and working on that, trying to be a journeyman. What was the time frame that he actually had worked where he wasn't compensated? How many? What was the time frame?
Oh my gosh, you picked some hard questions, Michael.
Yeah, those are.
How many months?
Those are really hard questions. No, those are hard questions.
No, they're not.
Let me ask a question.
Okay, go for it.
What is the name of the cigar that you are an ambassador for that you give out at your events?
There you go.
No,
That's
it's not.
really good.
That's
Yes,
a good question.
Okay, well, I'm waiting for him to answer it.
Okay, guys, come on.
Answer it. What was the name of it? Karen, and you can't answer.
See, Karen says Mike really well.
Yeah, Karen, you can't answer. Rich, you can't answer.
No,
No.
Karen can answer.
She said undercrown.
Yeah, but what
There
is
you
the
go.
name of it?
Which undercrown?
Which undercrown is it?
Which undercrown? Dun 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 dun.
These are some tough
These
questions.
some tough
We're
questions.
gonna have to like.
Okay. So let me make it simple. Let me make it simple. What were the names of the two young ladies that had made Pedro his dinner when he went to go
Oh
and
my
eat?
God, Michael, those are
What?
hard questions.
Anna says undercrown 10. Close,
That's good.
but no cigar. Pun intended. What's the name of the two young ladies? Listen, these are people that were very influential for Pedro that he had shared with you guys that helped mold him to who he is right now. And without these people being in his life, he wouldn't be the guy sitting in front of you right now.
Man,
So
That's true.
that is true.
Right?
That is true. That's amazing that, you know, that I forgot that you guys would have a host family.
okay, everybody's gonna get this one. Next question. What was the name, excuse me, of the nonprofit organization that changed Pedro's life?
That's a good one.
That's a good one. Karen, you know that one.
Rich, you can't say shit.
Rich can.
No, he can't.
Yes, he can. Rich.
Rich don't need this. Rich probably got about 12 of these damn bags at home right now while you're bullshitting. What was the name of the nonprofit organization that changed Pedro's life?
Oh my gosh. If we don't get any today, we're gonna have to give this away on a later date. 'Cause
That's
you guys
right.
have questions.
Anna says, can I?
Yes.
Yes, you can, Anna.
Yes,
Go ahead and
you
put it
can.
out there.
Karen says Liga something.
Liga something. Karen said Liga something. Yes, Anna, go ahead and answer the question so they can see it.
Mm-hmm,
Just so they can see it.
mm-hmm. I forgot. Young life.
Young life.
Absolutely.
Young life. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay.
And speaking about John Life, John Life is still around.
It
I got
is.
friends. Yes, I got friends that they are leaders there. One of them, a good friend of mine, his name is David Lorente. David is a good friend of mine, and another friend that really saved my life was the one thing that I do with them. I send them money to pay for the camp for the kids in Esteli.
Oh, man.
You know, to save, you know, my first camp, my first John Life camp. I didn't have the money to go, you know, and you pay a little fee, you know. But somebody said, "Don't worry, Pedro, I got you covered, man." Somebody always help us, and we got you on this one. So they
Wow.
gave it was 4 days, and the first day, you know, it's about playing games and stuff like that. It's like like 150 kids from different cities in Nicaragua. They go to this beautiful farm, and then as day goes by, it's only 4 days. The last day, everything is about Jesus Christ and God and everything. It's a lot of crying and praying and everything.
Yeah.
And then you follow through with these reunions or meetings that they call clubs, where they do like a comedy sketch, and right at the end they give you a Jesus Christ message. So
Wow.
John Life, if you don't know about it, go to johnlife.org, I believe. If you want to help kids in Nicaragua, do it, because Young Life is very well known here in the United States, and they are in every single Latin country back home. So if you
Younglife.org.
That's a
yes,
great
John
nonprofit.
Life, yeah.
That's a
Just
good
go to
nonprofit
Google and
for
type
events.
John Life. If you wanna, donate some money,
Yeah,
it's gonna be for a good cause to pay
yeah,
somebody's camp, and that person could be going through hard time in life, maybe drug addictions, maybe uh, uh, doing crazy things in the streets.
yeah, yeah.
But you never know who you're gonna change. So David, if you're
Absolutely.
still watching, brother, mucho respeto, mucho cariño y respeto por todo lo que tú haces por la juventud ahí en Nicaragua. Holman, Ariel y todas las personas allá, si están mirando esto, si miran esta entrevista, quiero que sepan que siempre los tengo en mi corazón. I
Wow.
just throw my little Spanish right there.
Yeah, I love that.
And so do
I
me a
love
favor,
that.
Pedro,
Thank
for those
you.
that like myself that didn't understand, I'm sure it was very beautiful what you said. Can you translate what you just
Oh,
said?
absolutely, man. What I say, good friend David, Holman Mendoza, another guy, his name is Ariel Mendoza. They are the leaders at John Life in Esteli. And I just send them, that thank you for everything that you guys do. Thank you for still keep saving young teenagers,
Yeah,
not to get it
beautiful,
twisted in the street.
beautiful. Well, you know what? We're gonna give you the opportunity to ask a question.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. This is a
You ask the
easy,
question
good
because
question.
Michael's asking
Okay,
crazy questions.
I got one more that's simple.
No, your simple is not simple.
That's simple.
No, it's not.
Okay.
You ask a question.
Go ahead, Pedro.
All right. Quick
Thanks.
question will be, hmm, can you mention the names of Liga? What are the different Liga Privadas that we got in the market?
Ooh.
There are four.
There's
Ooh.
Four
four.
Liga Privada, yes.
Ooh. Okay.
I know
go for
that
it.
Rich, he knows it.
Yes, he does. He knows
Or maybe
it by
somebody
heart.
else.
That's
He
one.
knows it by heart.
Let's go.
Mm-mm.
You
If
can
they don't-
answer, Rich. Shit.
If they don't get it in the first, let's say, 10 seconds, this is how easy we're gonna do it.
Okay.
Number 4, or the fourth person that comment on the Facebook Live, they get that one for free.
Okay.
Do you think it's a good way to do it?
Yeah.
They get that cigar for free?
No, not
The swag.
The
Okay, the
swag.
swag. Okay.
Okay, so the fourth person.
The fourth person.
Now, for the people that don't know what are the different Liga Privadas, are Liga Privada number 9, Liga Privada T52, Liga Privada Aniversario, and Liga Privada Age 99, which is the new one. And the last one that is going to be available right in March.
So Rich got 3 of them.
Uh-huh. No, he got 4. He had the anniversary.
Yeah, well,
got
Rich
Yeah, he
did
got
it.
4.
No,
he-
Rich named it all.
Yeah, Rich named all of them.
So
You know
what
what?
is
Let's give it to Rich. Even
Yeah.
though
Okay.
that he might have like 20 by now, but Rich
it?
is a legit gentleman.
Yes,
That
he
he
is.
always
So Rich
gives
gets the
those
second
beautiful
one.
swag to other people as well.
So you said there's a Liga Privada coming out in March?
Yeah, the Liga Privada H99 came out in 2018. So in March, we're going to have Liga Privada available as a regular production. There you
Oh,
go.
really?
Oh, Rich said don't send it to him.
Look at that. This is
That is
This
nice.
is an amazing cigar.
That's mine.
So
I
back in that
trust
time, we didn't have that one available as a regular production, but now we do.
it. Wow.
So, and people that are attending to the event from now to March, just by attending to the event, you can get the opportunity to buy at age 99. Some stores are selling it by one at a time.
Yeah.
Other stores are selling it 2 at a time. So only on Drew State events, that's where you can find Liga Privada age 99.
Really? Will you be the one representing that as well at your events, or is it all of
All of our events and all of the reps and all of
Oh,
us.
wow.
In every single Drew State event, you're gonna have 2 boxes. If they are a Drew Diplomat account, yes, they're gonna
Yeah.
have 2 boxes of H99.
Yeah, because there's
Yeah,
a lot of people
very
did
limited.
not get a chance to smoke that cigar.
Mhm.
That one's mine.
That's a delicious cigar.
That one's
It's a
mine.
really nice one. Yes.
That's amazing that you guys are doing this in regular production because the tobacco in this.
It is amazing why we wait so long. 2018 to 2020, you're talking about 4 years. And it is because it takes up to 3 years for Drew Estate to ferment that tobacco.
Wow.
So the tobacco is ready. Cigars are ready when tobacco is ready. There is
Right.
not shortcuts.
Right.
Wow.
So Rich doesn't want us to send him the gift. So go ahead and what we'll do is
We'll do another live,
Mhm.
and we'll ask some of these questions, and we'll give those away.
Okay. I got to ask this question. So Pedro had made mention of his deal, and he set up shop in Esteli. Where was that shop set up at?
That's because you took the notes.
I was paying attention.
But no, it's no one's gonna get that, Michael. No, he talked about very early on in this whole.
I understand. Okay.
No, we'll give away this one. I want to finish what we have with Pedro right now.
Okay, go for it.
So it's like, Pedro, I have one last question for you. And I know, and this has been sitting on my mind since you started talking
Let me
about
hold
your
this for you.
childhood.
Mhm.
When you had quit school, what was the time frame from the time that you had quit school to the time that you went back to school? How much time actually elapsed between the two?
It was 2 years.
Wow, 2 years.
So, and how I realized, that I need to go back to school was it was a very hot day in Esteli that day, and uh, I was hitting leather, to make
Yeah.
it soft,
Yeah.
and I was hitting leather all morning under the sun. And then I was taking a little break, a little cash, and I was sitting down in the sidewalk of the saddle shop. And then I was like, man, what can I do to move forward? Because I cannot be making saddles my whole life.
Yeah.
And then I saw these guys, going in a nice car and, dressing good and everything. I was like, for that guy to be there, he have to be a doctor, a lawyer, an engineer. He have to be somebody. So the only way for me to get out of this hole is for me to go back to school. And at that moment, I realized that in order to do it, you have to do your best. So it
Yes.
took 2 years.
2 years. Did you feel like you were behind?
Oh yeah, I mean, compared to other friends that I grew up with, yes, I was behind,
Yeah.
but I was able to catch them up because
Good. I mean,
they fell and they have to repeat
yes.
the year again, the scholar year. So I mean,
Oh, they did. So you basically caught up with them because they weren't paying attention. In
that's right. Yeah, that's right. And even guys that they say, "Hey, Pedro, please write down my name right there in the project." I was like, "No, bro. You know what? Let's do this. Come to the saddle shop and help me out." So I have all my classmates coming to the saddle shop and helping me, banging leather.
Wow, you are incredible. I don't want to keep you any longer. We've had you on here for 2 hours.
Yeah.
We just appreciate you so much for sharing deeply your story.
Thank you so very much, man.
I think it's such an inspiration. I think all of our guests that have come on have shared so much of their life with us, and yours is just as equally inspiring, if not more inspiring, because of all that you had to go through.
Thank you so very much. From the
And-
bottom of my heart, Louis, thank you so very much.
Oh
Seriously.
my goodness. It meant a lot for us for you to share that. And I think people need to know that about you.
Thank you.
So
Thank
that
you
when
so
you
much.
meet them out there in the nation, all across this world, they're going to know this about Pedro.
No, thank you so very much. Michael, Louis, thank you so much for giving me the time
Oh
to
my
bring
God.
me into your show and for having the opportunity to express a little bit of my life with
Absolutely.
people that probably never heard of, And this is certain things that I mean I keep it to myself, to be honest with you. And
Yeah.
not even my friends that I know nowadays, they don't know, things
Yeah.
about my life.
Yeah.
Because everybody has a story.
Everybody.
Everybody has a story.
Everybody has a story, and it's important to share a story because you
That's
just
right.
never know who you're going to touch, Pedro, that
Thank you.
may have been going through the same thing that you're going through. And that's why being transparent and sharing a story,
hmm
it means so much.
Thank you so much, man. Thank you so very much.
I
So,
appreciate that.
absolutely. So, everybody that has been tuning with us,
Yes.
my name is Pedro Gomez, factory spokesperson for Drew Estate. It was a pleasure to talk to you guys, and it is
Yes.
a pleasure for for me personal having the opportunity to meet all of you guys. Mike, Louis, I wish you guys a very good weekend.
Thank
Thank you
you.
for your time and this amazing support. And I'm
Thank
looking forward to see you guys hopefully soon. Hopefully in New York. That one is a
Yes.
good event.
We
Can't
will
wait.
talk to Jonathan about that. We
Yeah.
really want you to be there. That would mean a lot to us.
That would be nice. So let's see what the company said, and
Yes.
hopefully I can make it there.
Yes.
All right, guys. Wish you a good
Thank
one. Thank you
you.
so very much.
Thank you so much. God
Be
Hey.
bless
blessed. Stay
you.
safe.
Hey, so Pedro, go ahead and stay on. We're going to end the broadcast. We'll go ahead and stay on. I want to ask you a quick question when we get off.
Thanks,
All right,
guys.
Everybody, thank you so much for tuning in and hanging out with this dude right here.
Yes, amazing.
And
Thank
look forward
you.
to the next What's Good?
What's good?
Live and Unfiltered.
Bye, Pedro.
Later.
Thank you.